Welcome to today's explainer. Look, if you're tracking digital trends at all, you already know the ground is totally shifting beneath our feet. The era of the simple traditional Google search, well, it's quickly making way for something entirely new. In fact, some industry analysts are actually predicting a massive 25% drop in traditional search volume over the next few years as users pivot to new tools. That is a total paradigm shift in how information is discovered online. So today, we're unpacking the 5 essential steps to ranking in AI search and exactly why that traditional SEO playbook you've been relying on is suddenly looking, frankly, a little outdated.
Okay, let's dive into this. Here is our roadmap for today, which is essentially your survival guide for this new era. We'll start with the AI search revolution, move right into trust and AI formatting, followed by authority and web mentions. Then, we'll pull it all together with the unified geo strategy, and finally finish up by looking at the future of discovery.
All right, Section 1, the AI search revolution. The way people discover information online is undergoing a massive, undeniable change right now.
The battle lines between the past and the future are incredibly clear. In the old world, the game was literally just climbing to page 1 of Google via keywords, right? You stuffed your meta tags, built some backlinks, and kind of just crossed your fingers. But in the new world, traditional SEO alone is absolutely no longer enough for your brand. People just aren't scrolling through 10 blue links anymore. Instead, they're having conversational, multi-turn queries. They want immediate, synthesized answers to complex information. So your goal now has to be becoming the definitive source that the AI actively weaves into its generated response.
I mean, think about the sheer scale of the disruption happening across the digital landscape. We are no longer dealing with a single search monopoly. We're talking about heavy hitters like ChatGPT, Google AI Mode, Gemini, Claude, and Perplexity. And listen, these aren't just novelty chatbots anymore. They are primary discovery engines. Here is exactly why they matter so much to your strategy. They rely on retrieval augmented generation, or RAG, alongside live web browsing to pull real-time answers. If your brand isn't optimized to be instantly parsed and retrieved by these specific models, you are effectively invisible to millions of savvy power users who have completely bypassed traditional search bars. No way around it.
Let's move to Section 2, Trust and AI Formatting. This is where we get into the actionable methodology.
And this brilliantly illustrates our core framework. We have 5 practical steps. Step 1, original content. Step 2, AI formatting. Step 3, topical authority. Step 4, web mentions. And Step 5, a unified geo strategy. Now, let's zoom in on those critical first 2 steps.
Step 1 is the absolute bedrock for any brand. Create original, highly trustworthy content. Look, in an era where AI can synthesize millions of data points in a fraction of a second, it completely ignores consensus data. If you are just regurgitating what everyone else is already saying online, the model just skips right past you. What AI algorithms are actually programmed to hunt for is a concept called information gain. They want unique statistics, primary research, novel viewpoints, or first-hand experience that hasn't already been indexed a million times over. You have to bring net new information to the table. That is absolutely crucial to establish unshakable trust and give the AI a distinct, unique reason to source you. Step 2 is all about answering questions in a format that AI actually understands. Because here's the thing, even the most groundbreaking original content in the world will be totally ignored if it isn't structured properly. AI does not read a web page the way you or I do. It parses data using natural language processing, or NLP. You literally have to serve the information up on a silver platter. That means using semantic HTML, clear markdown style tables, bulleted lists, and direct Q&A schemas. Think about it. If an AI is looking for the best enterprise software, it wants a crisp, structured list with pros, cons, and pricing. It doesn't want to dig through a 4,000-word meandering essay. For the algorithms, clear structure equals easy extraction.
Now, before we pivot to talk about external credibility, I want to share a really valuable insider tip. If you're seriously looking to master these steps in the upcoming strategies we're about to cover, you should really check out the Complete Generative Engine Optimization Guide 2026, available now on Amazon. It's essentially the definitive must-have resource for everything we're talking about today. It dives incredibly deep into these specific formatting and retrieval tactics, and it will seriously help future-proof your entire digital strategy.
Okay, Section 3, authority and web mentions. Once your content is created and formatted, the focus has to shift to external credibility.
Step 3 asks you to zoom out and build topical authority. You see, AI models don't just evaluate a single page in a vacuum. They evaluate your entire digital presence. This is where concepts like semantic clustering and entity relationships really come into play. The AI is looking to see if your site covers a topic comprehensively enough to be considered a central node of authority in its knowledge graph. It's like a giant puzzle. You can't just write one good article about coffee beans and expect the AI to cite you as the ultimate expert on espresso. You need a rich, interconnected web of content covering roasting, sourcing, and brewing techniques. That comprehensive cluster proves to the AI that you are the deep, definitive authority in your specific niche.
Which naturally leads us to step 4, earn mentions across the web. Because you can tell the AI you're an authority all day long, but it requires external validation. Now, here's a surprising and highly valuable fact about this new AI era. Mentions differ drastically from traditional SEO backlinks. In the old days, if you didn't get a hyperlink, the mention was almost worthless, right? Today, AI models rely heavily on unlinked mentions. Literally just the co-occurrence of your brand name next to relevant topics on high-trust sites carries massive weight. When a reputable tech blog or a major news outlet talks about your original data, even without a traditional link, AI engines take notice. These unlinked mentions act as a vital trust signal, and they are the new currency for pushing your brand to the top of generated answers.
Moving right along to Section 4, the Unified Geo Strategy. This is the final, crucial step that ties all of this effort together.
So the crucial point is understanding generative engine optimization, or GEO. This is the practice of combining traditional SEO, answer engine optimization, and generative engine optimization into one powerful, cohesive playbook. The key takeaway for us here is that you aren't abandoning the old rules, you're layering them. Think of it kind of like a hierarchy of needs. Your site must still be technically sound, fast, and accessible for traditional crawlers. That's your basic SEO base. Then it needs to be perfectly structured as an answer engine, with crisp Q&A formats for voice and quick queries. And finally, it must be highly authoritative and rich in unique information gain, so generative AI actively chooses to cite you over your competitors. It's the whole shebang, building a robust engine that satisfies all layers of modern discovery.
Finally, Section 5, the future of discovery. Let's summarize the ultimate outcome of executing these 5 steps successfully.
If you want your content to actually survive this shift, your brand's key performance indicators have to evolve to match. Your goals are now basically a 3-step funnel. First, you must be found by the AI's data retrieval processes. Second, you must be cited by the AI as the definitive source of truth. And ultimately, you must be recommended directly to the end user in conversational text. That recommendation, that is the holy grail right there. It means the model trusts you enough to actively endorse your product, service, or insight to a user, effectively doing the selling for you.
Which leaves us with one critical, lingering question. In this new digital landscape, will AI cite your brand, or will it completely ignore it? Look, the old rules of web traffic are fading fast, and organic visibility is directly tied to your bottom line. But by committing to original content, proper machine-readable formatting, semantic topical authority, web mentions, and a unified geo strategy, you actually get to control that outcome. Thanks so much for exploring this with me today on The Explainer. Now go start implementing these steps.